to the Just Because Gaming podcast. My name is Michael.
And I'm Ray.
And thank you for joining us.
I appreciate y'all all being here today, and I want to start out the program talking with Mike and the audience here about the new Xbox UI. For the most part, I like it. I think there's a lot of extra on there that's unnecessary. I mean, you can see that it does show you more of your dynamic background, which a lot of people really do like. The tiles got a little bit smaller, so make room for it. They don't enlarge until you get onto them. Now, if you turn off the dynamic backgrounds, when you click on one of these, it'll show you it'll change your background to whatever game it's on. It doesn't work on things like Netflix or Max or something like that. It won't show anything on the background there. It'll just be the standard Xbox thing. Now, why they don't have it where the dynamic background can be there and then change when you click on a game, I don't know. But I haven't found a way to do that. So maybe that'll come with the next update. Beyond that, you can have you have your menu bar up top. Quick way to jump to settings, games, the store, to Game Pass. I like that. It's a nice, easy bar to access it. You can still access all that the same old way. Browse your games, go down to Game Pass. They have recently added games. Then your pins, you can customize and put what games you want and things on there, easily accessible yourself. Then you've got groups, like I've got my Fallout 76 group here. Friends and community updates. And then after that, it's just coming to Game Pass. Most popular on Game Pass. Entertainment apps. Games with gold, which I imagine won't be there much longer since that's going away. Indie games. Watch and listen. Leaving soon from Game Pass. Mostly it's about different things on Game Pass and their ways of showing it to you. And it's just got section after section after section. I think this is a little excessive, but it doesn't bother me too much because I don't ever have to scroll down that far if I don't want to. And if you're looking for something new and different, it might actually show you something you want to click on and check out. But it's not bad, but, it's okay.
So yeah, the thing is, I did get that update too, and I was looking around at it and scrolling around, and honestly, I couldn't even tell the difference. Like, it wasn't until I started scrolling down, like how you were showing, because just for face value, like how you have it up right now, it looks the exact same to me. But then once you start scrolling down and you see those other tiles and stuff, because I had like stuff pinned and groups and stuff, so it looks like they got rid of your personal pins and groups that you had set up, which sucks because I actually had groups set up, like for me, games to play with my daughter and games to play like just to hang out with friends and stuff. Now that's gone, and now they just have their recommendations. So instead of it being my Xbox, it's now like it's more like their Xbox.
Well, they still have groups, and I think you can add them to the home screen, or you just go under browse your games, and you can see the groups there. But it takes one extra step instead of just having it right there where you had it before.
Yeah. I'll have to check because I swear I didn't see it, but I did notice how it went from, because they had like those recommended stuff before, and they were just these like little tiles, but now they're like huge. Yeah. It's like taking up half the screen, and I'm like, well, okay, beat me to death with your games that you're recommending.
It's for those people who are have trouble seeing, like me, looking at the screen. Now I got a bigger screen so I could see the tile. They were afraid I was missing it before.
Okay. We're spending all this time and effort marketing. We want to make sure you see it here. It's right in your face. But yeah, so something that caught my eye is I know this isn't exactly video game related, but I think it was like a week or two ago, there was the release of both Barbie and Oppenheimer. And I'm not sure if you're aware of this, Ray. I'm sure the majority of, our audience, also, I'd like to think that people do things other than play video games. And for Barbie and Oppenheimer, they actually did a double feature where a lot of the theaters were selling discounted tickets. So like, let's say it was like $10 for Barbie, $10 for Oppenheimer. It would be like $15 or $16, and you could see both. It would be like one showing after the other. And because of that, the the revenue and ticket sales were skyrocketed. And so both Barbie and Oppenheimer have been doing amazing in theaters. And it's so funny because they're very polar opposite. Like Barbie is very much like, for the most part, a lighthearted, feel-good film. I mean, there is like an actual story there, but
Story in a
and
Barbie.
no,
Nice.
it's actually pretty interesting. Like I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna go see it because my family saw it and they were telling me about it. They kind of ruined the story for me, but it's honestly pretty good. And from what they explained it to me, it sounds really good, and I do want to see it now. And Oppenheimer, that wasn't made as like a feel good, lighthearted movie. It's actually very serious.
Yeah.
And I've been told it's like a work of art. So it's just so funny how these contrasting movies got paired up together just because they had a similar release date. But that being said, um, it actually got me wondering if that's going to be the next thing that you start seeing in games. Because, anything that's popular in pop culture tends to, make their way into video games. Like, I don't know if you are aware of a lot of this stuff, but in games like Fortnite and Call of Duty, they're having like regular characters in there, and I'm not gonna lie, it looks really cool. Like I think for Fortnite, I want to say they're adding I think it's like either Cardi B or Nicki Minaj and Snoop Dogg in Fortnite, because why not? And I think in Call of Duty, so they're adding Ray, you've seen The Boys, right? On Amazon?
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah. So they're adding a lot of the characters from The Boys in Call of Duty. So you can play as Homelander. And yeah, you could be shooting a gun, but you also have the laser eyes, which is kind of overpowered in my opinion. It's like, oh yeah, you could, if you run out of ammo, just laser eyes everybody. And that's kind of
Sure.
like really? All
Are you
right.
as indestructible as Homelander is in the TV series? Because that'd
I,
be really OP then.
I would assume not, just to make it a level playing field. But I mean, you could be playing as, I think it's Homelander. Um, what's the other guy's name? Something Noir. Is it literally Black Noir, which
Yeah,
is
Black
redundant?
Noir.
And because Noir is black, so it's like black. But and you can also play as Starlight. So it's just so funny to see these like super serious characters in Call of Duty. But anyways, all that aside, it got me wondering about Barbie and Oppenheimer, or Barbenheimer as it's been nicknamed. Seeing that in games, like if you would see Barbie and Oppenheimer in like Call of Duty or Fortnite or Roblox, or most appropriately Fallout 76, like I would be so unsurprised if there's mods for Barbie and Oppenheimer in Fallout 76. Like, can you imagine using, what is it, the Fat Boy, and launching Barbie dolls that create these massive pink explosions?
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome. So I'm very interested in seeing how the massive success of Barbie and Oppenheimer could potentially play a role in like Fallout 76 or Call of Duty, or you know
Or
yeah, any of those
Forza,
games.
or because they always put these different things. They did the Hot Wheels with Forza. I think Mattel and Barbie are the same companies as Hot Wheels, so you could see a
Yeah,
crossover there, which would be weird.
yeah, I mean, I could totally
Racing
see that
Barbie
working.
Corvettes.
I could totally see that working in, say, Call of Duty, for example, where you have like the Barbenheimer perk, where like if you get a certain streak, because there's different perks. If you get like certain streaks where you can like call dogs and do an airstrike and stuff, and I can totally imagine a Barbenheimer airstrike where it just drops bombs of pink glitter. That'd be hysterical.
Oh yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's just something that's been on my mind for a while. And when I was thinking about that, I was thinking that that's just hysterical. And I really hope that that does make it across in pop culture and in the video games, because that'd be hysterical.
All right. Um, Next thing I wanted to talk to you about, they've got a couple new controllers. A lot of people probably already seen the new Starfield controller. It patterns pretty much the stuff you see in the what is it, the box art and all that kind of thing. The different colored stripes looks kind of 70s-ish. They've got, I think, the gold trigger buttons or something like that on it. It's a nice looking controller. I wouldn't mind it myself, but I don't need another controller right now. I got several already. And then they've got the Storm Cloud controller, which I thought looked pretty good. It's supposed to mimic, looking at a stormy, like, night sky. It's kind of a dark blue with like these white swirls in it. And each controller the swirls are not the same. It's like a fingerprint. They're different on every controller. So that's kind of cool.
Wow. That is really cool. So are
But
these...
again, I don't need another controller.
I constantly think stuff like that, and it's like, do we really need anything? And it's got me, because I think last podcast I was talking about the Spider-Man stuff for PlayStation 5, and I was able to snag a PlayStation 5 Spider-Man controller, and I already have two controllers, and the docking thing has slot for two controllers. So I was like, well, it was kind of one of those if you give a mouse a cookie moments. It's like, well, since I got a new controller, I'm going to need another docking station.
Well, of course.
to charge it. And it's like, if you need another docking station, you can't have one empty slot, so you're going to have to get another controller. But yeah, no, that's really cool. Which one was it that you said is all different every one of them?
The Storm Cloud. Yeah, you'll definitely have to go look that one up. It's pretty cool looking. But if I buy some kind of controller that's like a special edition, I want another, Elite controller, because I like the Elite controllers best. So I'd buy an Elite 2 if they made a custom version of that of some kind. Even though I've got a regular Elite 2, I've got the original Elite, I've got my original controller that came with the system, the regular black controller, and then I've got this one that I use often enough too, which is the Bolt, which is a kind of cool lime green color with the white on the back. Nothing special. I just needed another controller because I did have one wearing out.
Yeah, that's one thing I like about Xbox is how they have the design lab and you can make your own controllers and stuff. Because
Right.
I've made like themed controllers where like it's a Joker controller and it's like purple and green with like red buttons for like the little accents and stuff on them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, speaking of controllers though, one of them that I think we've talked about a little bit, but if you all watching this and listening to this haven't seen, so there's a Ninja Turtle game called Mutant Mayhem, and because of that, and I mean I think it's also tied
Movie, I
into a
think.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is supposedly
So
pretty good. I have not seen that yet either, but the little clips I've seen of it, it looked pretty cool. And I've been a
yeah,
Ninja Turtle fan for a long time.
yeah, me too.
I don't know if you can see them, but back here I've got like the original figures from the 80s.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yep, there you
Um,
go.
I got them on a little display case. I don't think the camera's showing it, but on a little display case. Hell, let's see if I can
Maybe you can move the camera
show
to
it.
see it.
Yeah,
Oh
there
yeah,
you
I
go.
see 'em. Yep,
Yeah,
you got Splinter up there too, just like me.
yep. So I got the Mario stuff and then Ninja Turtle stuff with no, there's no Splinter there. That's
Oh,
Shredder and I forget his name. Baxter Stockman.
oh
Yes,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
go with that.
I got Splinter. I don't have Shredder and I don't have Baxter.
Yeah.
Or a Foot Soldier.
Um
I ought to have a Foot Soldier in there.
but yeah. With that, with the Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtle movie, I guess they're releasing the game around the same time. I need to find out the exact details of the release of both the movie and the game. I think the movie's out right now, right?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So I think the game is either also coming out or is coming out soon. And anyways, there's a controller that you can get with the game. I'm not sure if it's included with like a deluxe thing, like if you pre-order the game, physical with the deluxe and all that, or the platinum or premium or whatever they're calling it. There is a controller, and it looks really cool. And it has this other thing that's very unique. I've never seen it before, where it's got essentially an oil diffuser on it. And on the back, there's this little plug-in kind of cartridge thing, and
It
it's
looks like
in
a
the shape.
slice of pizza.
Exactly. Yeah, you've seen it.
I've
It's
seen
in
it.
it's in the shape of a slice of pizza, and you just drop a couple of these pizza scented oils in there, and while it's going, I think you would put batteries in the little pizza slice. I don't think it uses the controller's power because that would suck. But I think it uses its own separate batteries, and yeah, it basically just diffuses oil in the scent of pizza, so that while you're playing this game as the Ninja Turtles and they're chowing down on pizza to like regain their HP and everything, you're literally just smelling pizza. And the funny thing is, there have been like TikToks and YouTubes and stuff like that where people are blindfolded and they'll have the controller with the pizza oil diffuser and an actual slice of pizza to see if they can guess which one. And the funny thing is, people guess the scent of the actual pizza like 90% of the time.
I would have bet.
And what I'm thinking is that with the oil diffuser one, it kind of, I haven't gotten it, but I'm assuming that what the case is it smells like kind of over the top like pizza, like regular real pizza. It usually just smells kind of greasy and tomatoey, and like you can smell the meat and the tomato and stuff. But this stuff is that like typical generic kind of like scratch and sniff. Oh, it's pizza, kind of
Right.
scent. Um, but yeah, oddly enough, even though it has that very awkward, very weird pizza scented oil diffuser, the actual controller itself is really good looking, and I kind of want it. And I know we were just talking like, oh, I don't need another controller. And I know I don't
Yes.
need another
But
controller.
then you have to buy all four because they have one for each turtle.
They
And of
do.
course, you don't have to use the pizza scent. But yes, they have one for each turtle. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
four controllers.
that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about getting it and just tossing the oil diffuser part and just
Right.
playing with the controller, because I've seen images of the controller and it looks like, isn't it like kind of graffiti styled art on it?
I think so, if I remember right.
Yeah, and I was looking at that and I was like, wow, that's actually a really good looking controller. But then I saw the pizza slice and I was like, oh Lord, that's
Right.
that's so stupid.
I'm gonna wait and see because they're making that the Last Ronin was like the comic book series they had, which there's only one turtle left, which I won't spoil it by telling anybody which turtle it is because I have read that series. Yeah, we'll save it for other people if you haven't read it yet yourself, or you're waiting until you play the game. But they're making a game of that, which should be
Wait,
fantastic.
did you say you have or haven't read it?
I have read it,
Okay, yeah, me too.
so
Yeah,
you and I would not be spoiling it, but I don't want to spoil it for anybody else.
yeah, yeah. No, it's an awesome story.
Yeah, it's very well done,
It's very good.
especially for somebody who I grew up. I had like the number one first edition, which is worth a lot of money now. Of course, it was worth a good bit of money when I sold them back in the day, but I
yeah,
had to pay for my wedding somehow. So
yeah. But yeah, no, I'm even though we were just talking about how we don't really need any more controllers and all that, I'm still gonna get one just because it
yeah.
looks so damn cool.
Like I said, I'm gonna wait and see if they come out with a Last Ronin controller. I'll wait for that one because that would be. I bet that would be sweet.
I'd probably get that one too.
Yeah, you probably will. All right. Besides the controllers, uh, what have you been playing, Mike?
So for me, I mean, I've been playing some different things here and there. I've been playing Spider-Man Miles Morales on PlayStation 5. I've been playing some Assassin's Creed Valhalla, WWE 2K22 because I haven't gotten 23 yet because I'm practicing restraint. I'm saying I'm not going to get 2K23 until I finish 2K22. No cake until you finish your vegetables.
There you
And
go.
and yeah, also I've been playing Halo. Like that's my kind of go-to when it just comes to like just hanging out and having a good time, especially with my daughter, because she's at that age where she's like getting into games and she's very interested. So
So are you co-op in the Halo missions with her, or
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
that's a good time.
also, I don't know if you've played if any of you have played the Master Chief Collection, but or have played it recently, but they're actually demoing a new skull, and I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's basically a skull with wings, and it basically gives you the ability to fly. So what you can do is, like, when you're in a level, now there is a warning on it that it's like kind of untested and it's being beta tested right now, because I can totally see how it would cause you to glitch out and like kind of break the level. But yeah, me and my daughter were playing with it and it's really fun. So basically all you have to do is you do a double jump, and with the second jump you hold A. So like you'll jump up and then you hold A and you'll go up, or you'll go whatever direction you're looking at. So if you want to fly up, you've got to like have the camera look up. So you jump and then you'll start flying in that direction. There have been the other thing is it doesn't prevent fall damage. So if you go really high up and then you let go, you'll plummet to your death. So the trick is like when you're starting to like get really close to the ground, look up and fly just a little bit to kind of soften your landing. And I've been great with it. My daughter still plummets to her death plenty of times, and it's kind of funny, but it's fun. And the other thing is, if you look like kind of straight on but a little bit up, and you jump and go to fly, you'll basically like launch yourself forward, and it's definitely a faster way of traveling. You know,
Nice.
like you basically do that Superman flying straight at you thing, and it's really cool. Although you might like throw yourself into a wall, but that's fine. You're not gonna get like flung into a wall damage, but you will get plummeting to your death damage. And oh, the other thing is, there have been times where I've accidentally fallen into one of those caverns, and I'll look up and fly and get out of it. So like, you know
Nice.
how that's embarrassing, and like you're not paying attention to where you're walking, and you
Right.
just start falling down, and you're like, oh no,
You're
my
shooting at
very
an
good
enemy and
weapon,
you
my
start
sniper
backing
rifle.
up and fall off. Like, oh
Yeah. Like, oh no, my sniper rifle that I worked so hard to find. Well, just look up and double press A and hold it the second time, and you can fly right out of that cavern and you're fine. And it's been awesome. I'll tell you that. But yeah, there are times where, you know, it's kind of game breaking, where it's like, oh, you have to travel to this one far off area, and you have to get those checkpoints along the way, otherwise it won't register.
no. Right.
And that's what I did. Like, I went straight up, and then I went forward a little bit. I went forward a lot. And because I didn't get those checkpoints on the ground, like there weren't any enemies spawned there yet. So I'm just looking around like, what's going on, guys? Where'd everybody go?
Fly to the end of the game and never fire a shot.
Well, no, you can't get to the end of the game because like a lot of the times there will be. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna
Especially on
try that. I'm gonna
Legendary.
go. I'm gonna I'm gonna boot up a solo run of Legendary and just
Just
launch
fly.
myself to the end. See if that works. Because if there's no enemies spawned there yet, I mean, I'm just crossing the finish line alone, really.
Right?
But
Unless there's some kind of boss that you have to beat to click to the next level.
yeah,
In which case you'll have to fight that one and then keep
yeah.
on going.
But aside from all that, one of the other things I've been playing a lot lately is Pokemon Scarlet and Violet on the Nintendo Switch, because for any of you that have a Nintendo Switch and Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, so right now there is a thing where you can put in the mystery box code, and it's called I think it's it's Get Your Mew is the code, and for the O in the word your, it's the number 0. So it's Get Your Mew, and your Y number 0, you are Mew, and you unlock Mew, which, Ray, for your knowledge, is a legendary or mythical Pokemon, very hard to get. And
Look like a cat.
yeah,
A
actually,
Mew.
yeah, it looks like a little pink cat with a long tail,
There
and
you go.
it
See, I'm not
flies, and
totally
it's
Pokemon illiterate.
yeah. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Uh,
You get a D.
Great. That's good enough
Um,
for me. in Pokemon.
Is that pretty normal for you though?
Yeah, that's my level right there. D.
D student.
I'm not a failure yet, but I'm a D.
but but yeah, you can put in that code. I want to say it's from now till like middle of September, and you'll unlock Mew. And what happens is at the end of the month, on August 31st through I think it's September 17th or 18th, there is a tier 7 boss battle with Mewtwo, which is also a legendary slash mythical Pokemon. And normally you will not be able to get Mew or Mewtwo any other way than the code for Mew and the legendary level 7 difficulty raid battle. And they say that if you battle Mewtwo with the Mew that you unlock with the code, that something special's supposed to happen. I don't know if they're going to have like a super ultra violent psychic battle or what, but I'm very interested to see it. So of course I had to create a profile for myself
Of
with
course.
Pokemon Scarlet, and me and my daughter have been playing it a lot today, and we both unlocked Mew, and it looks awesome. And at the end of the month, we are so going to be doing those Mewtwo boss battles, because that's going to be awesome. Because Mewtwo, a lot of the times in a lot of these Pokemon games, if Mewtwo's available, he's like the one to have, because he will body everybody. Like
Huh.
even other legendary he will just wreck everybody. So yeah, we've been playing a lot of Nintendo Switch Pokemon Scarlet and Violet with
Cool.
the new Mew that we unlocked. And like I said, even I made a game for myself, because even I want Mew and Mewtwo. But yeah, that's basically what I've been playing with my kids and just me by myself. And it's been good times, man. It's a good time to be a gamer. What about
Yeah.
you?
Well, I've been playing. I saw online about this one. It was an easy achievement game, and it was $5. I was like, I got that in points. Sure, why not? It's called Century Paragon. It's $4.99, and you can literally get all the achievements in about 3 minutes.
Like Avatar?
No, it's not that easy. You do actually have to play a little bit of the game, but it only takes about 3 minutes to get the achievements knocked out if you're working at it a little. But it's very simple, very easy. Not a great game, obviously. I haven't gone back to play it, but it is what it is.
What kind of game is it?
You start out with this little character, and you've got like waves of enemies that come by, and you can set up sentries, which will attack the enemies while you're attacking them and running from them. And they'll destroy your sentries over time, but you like earn gold coins and then buy better sentries and more sentries, and you can place them in different spots to protect yourself and your space.
So it's like a base defense, kind of like old school Warcraft type.
Yeah, I guess kind of that way, but very 8-bit-ish
Mm,
graphics wise. It's not pretty.
lovely.
But anyway, for the 1,000 point achievements, it was okay. It was worth that.
Yeah. For
Outside of that, I played. My granddaughter was over last weekend and the weekend before, and we played a little the Skywalker Saga in the Lego games because I was really tired of Peppa Pig and we needed something different. So we went with that. Although I did get her the downloadable DLC for Peppa Pig that came out recently, and she got to play all of that and enjoyed it. No new achievements though. I was very disappointed. And outside of that, I've been playing a good bit of Cyberpunk 2077, which I'm really enjoying now. I've got my guy um, leveled up quite a bit. I've gotten a lot of additions to my body cybernetically. Like I've got what it's called the Sandevistan, where you can hit both bumpers at the same time, and it like slows times where you can like run around these guys and shoot them in the head before they can even move. It's cool. It's a lot of fun. Or you can slash them with a katana. And also, I found, which I don't know if there's any other crazy weapons out there like this one, but there's this pistol you find, and it's in the middle of an alley in nowhere. I just happened to luck up upon it. I didn't even look it up or anything to find out about it. But it's got an AI built into it. So when you pick it up, it starts talking to you. First thing it asks you is, do you want to maim your enemies or do you want to kill your enemies by shooting them in the head? Cool. Smart gun. I can like aim off from them a little bit, fire the trigger, all the bullets go straight to the head. Because of course I chose head. and it's great, and it talks to you. It says things like, it's like, according to Judeo-Christian traditional beliefs, what you just did means you're going to hell. So they're going, yes, yes, more, more. And sometimes when you go to it's like got two modes. Like when you're aiming down the sight, it basically turns the gun sideways, like you're some kind of crazy gangster trying to push the bullets, and it'll automatically fire 3 rounds before you even pull the trigger. He's like, oh, pre fire, that never happens. I'm sorry. So yeah, it's pretty funny. I've been using that weapon a lot because it's hilarious.
So so it's a talking like comedy gun, kind of like that Rick and Morty game.
Kind of doesn't have as much dialogue as the Rick and Morty guns do, or as much personality. And it'll even stops it. It like stopped me one time. It's like, hey, would you mind taking a survey about how you like to kill and maim people, so I can better work for you as you're doing this.
Yes, yes, 5 stars. Would definitely recommend to friends and family.
I have completed quite a few achievements in it recently. I got found all the tarot card collectibles, which they're like graffiti tarot cards painted on the walls, and you go up and scan them. Um, I think I've got almost all of the cyber psychos killed or captured. They want you to capture them, but some of them you're just not capturing those guys. They're going down in a blaze of glory. But yeah, and there's if you have never seen it, there's a called Netrunners or something like that on Netflix, which is
Mhm.
a cyberpunk anime series, and it's really well done. They even have references to it, which if I hadn't watched the series already, I wouldn't have realized it. And they talk about the characters from the
Hmm,
anime, so that's kind of cool too.
I'll have to check that out. But
Yeah,
what you're talking about for that first game where it was like, I think, would you say $20 and you got all the achievements in like 3 minutes or something?
$5, 4.99.
Yeah, $5. That's not bad. But anyways,
No, I know. I can see
the
the wheels turning.
the
Going,
the
oh, quick
the
1,000 points,
completionist whore in me is like, oh, $5, huh?
right?
But yeah, no. For what I was referring to earlier, in case any of you all aren't aware, there's an old, I think it was Xbox 360 or maybe Xbox One game, Avatar. It was the Avatar
It
game,
was
not
360, I think. Yeah.
yeah, the anime Avatar, not the
Mm-hmm.
movie. But yeah, basically, you would be able to get all of the achievements in like the first couple minutes because basically all the achievements were combo related, and
Right,
the
and you can
game
do it all in the
starts off,
training section.
yeah, the game starts off in a training camp, and you can essentially stop the training whenever you want, but the longer you're in there, the more enemies will pile in. And I was playing it for a while, and I think to get like all the achievements you have to have like a 300 or 350 combo, and it's really not that hard once you start. Like if you've played any of the Batman Arkham games, you're good at countering, and
Right.
that's essentially what it was. It's just fighting, a little bit of countering, and it's really easy to rack up like a 50 or 100 combo. So really it might take a little bit of time, but like again, if you've played any of the Batman Arkham games, you should have no problem getting like a 300, 350 combo and unlocking all those achievements in like 5 minutes. And I mean, I'm sure that the game was actually fun, but I found that after getting all the achievements, I kind of didn't care about the game anymore. I was like, because it kind of took away incentive for me, because I'm sure the game is actually fun,
That's
but
what I heard, was the game was actually pretty decent story wise and everything. A lot of people enjoyed playing it. It's just, yeah,
yeah,
there's
I
something
just,
about, oh, I got all the achievements. Do I want to play something else now?
yeah, because it's like, you know, at least for me, when I'm playing a game, I'm doing it for 2 reasons. One, to play the story and like learn about the characters and all that stuff, and two is to just pick up the random achievements or trophies for PlayStation. Um, and when that's gone, then it's like there's pretty much just the story and the character and stuff. And if that's the case, like for me, I'm like, okay, if there's no achievements or trophies to get from it anymore, I have to be super invested in the story. And with me getting all the achievements and everything in the first 5 minutes of the Avatar game, it never gave me the opportunity to get invested in the story and in the game. So it just had no real value for me. So I just didn't keep playing it. I mean, I like the Avatar anime. Like, I watch it with my daughter, but in this case, no, I just didn't. But yeah. Anything else you're playing, Ray?
That's pretty much it. I think I touched on a little bit of Vampire Survivors. Played a little of that, which is it's pretty fun. They do have a DLC coming down for that that's supposed to allow you to play with 4-player co-op. So I don't know if it'll let just two of us play together. I'm assuming you could co-op just two of us. Then I maybe could get you into that game to try it out. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it when you start playing it. And the achievements aren't that bad in that either. I've been able to get most of them.
I just, when it comes to stuff like that, when it comes to a lot of these indie games, and I understand that for a lot of these indie developers that they're trying to, get a start and get a good foothold in the gaming industry before they can really start pumping out some great stuff. But it is so hard for me to do that because when I see all these like super low quality games, I'm like, why don't I just get this for the phone? Like
Right?
I feel like it's not worthy of being on my console. I'm like, this is a $300, $400, $500 console and like a $2 game. I mean, I might have paid $20 for it, but like looking at the quality, I'm like, it looks like one guy made this game over a weekend. Like he
Yeah.
coded the game and made it over a weekend. I'm like, I don't want to waste my Xbox or PlayStation's lifespan, you know?
And there are a lot of those games that are definitely like that. That Century Paragon, it's one of those games. If it wasn't for how easy the achievements were to get, I would have never given it a second glance.
Yeah.
But there are some out there in the anything, and usually I rely on the internet or something to tell me that, hey, we've been playing this, and if this game hadn't have been so popular, I probably wouldn't have looked at it. But after actually playing it, I'm like going, oh, this game's actually a lot of fun, and I don't have to invest a lot of time into it, which is nice. I can sit there and play for 30 minutes and walk away.
Yeah, because when I think about like playing games on the consoles, I imagine that I know this is just me, but I imagine that there's some pretend number out there that the Xbox and the PlayStation will have for a lifespan. Like let's say for an Xbox or a PlayStation, let's say they have 100,000 playing hours before there starts being like hardware failures. Just some arbitrary imaginary number exists in my head. And if let's say there's 100,000 playing hours, I want to spend all of those hours playing like masterwork games like Red Dead and Assassin's Creed and like all these just beautiful games that these companies spend millions to make, and
Oh yeah,
you know and it's basically a work of art, and the quality is just off the charts. Like that's what I want to spend my console's lifespan playing. I don't want to spend it playing, like 8-bit, Mario knockoffs,
right, right. I agree. I completely agree.
But yeah, that's all I had for today. Anything you wanted to add in?
Nope, that's pretty much it for me too.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to our podcast, to all our socials. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I guess I shouldn't say Twitter. It's X now. So we're on.
Nah, I'm gonna keep saying Twitter because that's just I don't understand the whole X thing, but whatever. I
Yeah,
mean, it's his money.
yeah.
Let him do what he wants.
we're on Facebook, X, Instagram. We're now on YouTube, and we also have a Patreon where you can support us there if you feel like being frisky. We also have merch on our website, which is justbecausegaming.com. And eventually we're going to figure out streaming and just be kind of everywhere. You're not going to be able to avoid our faces. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But
we apologize for that now. But I hope you enjoy our conversations. I hope you guys get some useful information from it. Maybe a hint at a game you want to try later on or whatever. But we appreciate y'all being here and listening, whoever you are, and spread the word about us. Let other people know. Have people check us out. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and even if you're not learning a bunch from us or getting any like hearing any firsthand news, hopefully you're at least getting a couple, chuckles out of it. I'd like to think we're somewhat funny, if not funny looking.
There you go.
But all right, everyone. Peace.
Later.